Good morning, it's Jeffrey Cohen. How are you today? We are on live stream, and I cannot see the picture. There it is. How's everyone doing? It's Jeffrey Cohen, Chicago Quantum. We're an analytics firm. We work on a lot of interesting topics, and actually we also invest our own money in stocks. One of the stocks that we invested in was Skillz this week. We bought it at around, I'd say, 4.25. Stock is down. And so we thought we'd share what we're thinking. Why do we like Skillz? And I'm going to open up the chat. Hopefully we can get some people chatting. That'd be awesome. I'll leave it over here. I'm not sure we're going to get the chat. We're going to get people, but maybe we do. So first thing I want to do is I listened to the earnings call. Let's see if I can find that somewhere. No. But I summarized what I learned. They have certain goals for Q2 to enhance the platform, and they've done some of that. Working on single sign-on, daily challenges, lots of different things. You see, they've got a betting platform, right? It's you're going to bet your skills on your skills against other people's skills. So you might play a game, Blackout Bingo. You might play an esports game. You might throw passes as a quarterback. You might shoot at a... I love that Big Buck Hunter game. I used to play it at Bass Pro Shop 15 years ago. I don't know. These are fun games, right? And so you can play for money. And so the only way you're going to get more people on the platform is you're going to enhance the platform. Because what happens is when you type like Skillz, Blackout Bingo, and you want to download it, and you see this one has 99,535 ratings, you're like, oh, that's great. I got to try this game, right? It's pretty popular, 4.5 stars. But if you were to look at, let's say, I don't know, some other game, sports, Bolero's pretty interesting, right? 10,400. Okay, you're getting there, but you know, there's other games that are going to be much, much more popular, right? First off, I think it's really cool that that they have that. So let's look at maybe card games. I mean, I always like solitaire, right? Maybe Jim Rummy here. I don't know. 21. 99 ratings. It's tough to make money when you've had 99 ratings, right? And so I don't know. Just a lot of these games don't have a lot of ratings. And so it's tricky. You're competing against real people. You're going to win real money. You could also lose real money. You have to pay to play. And so learning more about Skillz. So what Skillz does is they build the end-to-end platform that allows gaming companies to create games and monetize them without showing advertisements or selling things in game. We play Monster Hunter now, and it's very frustrating that I have to spend money to play or to get different things to keep going. The second thing they're doing is up-leveling the organization. See, they moved from California to Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you go to their website for careers, Skillz Inc. jobs, you look at careers list, there's a lot of jobs open. Director of Engineering and Platform, Lead Cloud, Head of Data and AI, Chief Financial Officer. That's a CFO. global head of player advocacy, head of operations. So they've got significant hiring going on and then product development. Thankfully, most of the jobs seem to be product development, but that's a lot of new hiring. And so that's interesting. That is consistent with what the CEO said 2 months ago. Improved go-to-market efficiency. Now here I might have to go to the Securities and Exchange Commission Form 10Q, which is the quarterly report for this company, to tell you how they're doing. So Jeffrey, how are they doing? And I don't want to bore you with the numbers because nobody really wants that. But I live with the numbers. I love these things, right? So it's 21 million shares. The 3.4 million Class B common stock have enhanced voting rights, but the same economic rights. They're all owned by the CEO. Off the table. They're not going to trade. You got 17.7 million shares of Class A common stock. I think the CEO owns like under 1 million shares. And that's what's floating out there. If we look at the financial statements, let's talk about, are they becoming more efficient? So if we look at the loss, this is the loss, the 3 months ending June. And you'll see that the net loss shrunk from 62 million, almost 63 million, to 22. So the loss is down 2/3. That's great. How did they do it? Well, the revenue went down. Okay, I get that. It's tough, right? You're a gaming company, right? People like your games, they don't like the games. Hopefully they like the next set of games. And they play a lot, and they have user engagement. But the biggest thing that fell, 40 million, which, by the way, is about what the profit went up. They lowered their sales and marketing spend by 40 million, and they made it all back. So basically, they were pouring money. I have coffee in the cup, right? They were pouring money down the drain. And what I remember is they talked about how they were advertising to get tons of people on the platform. Lots of users, lots of users, lots of users, lots of players. But the players were playing like $3. So you'd spend $50 to get a new user. They might earn you back in 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. Now the payback for a new customer is about 1 year, a little less than a year. I think that's terrific. Thank God. Keep going, guys. But now you got to get revenue up. And now if you're going to focus on not having a lot of sales and marketing, you have to do it the hard way. That's up to the CEO and the team to do. But so spending less money on advertising, we did that with Chicago Quantum, so I get it. So do these guys have any money? That's the question. They have total current assets of about 400 million. I'm going to be round. Total assets about 500 million. That's fine. So 400 million in assets they could clear in a year or less, or a quarter or less. Liability 64, called 100 million. So they got 300 million left. They owe 123 million. Now they paid back a ton of their debt, 164 million. And they made like 16 million in doing so because they bought the debt back at a discount. So I love when people do that. I don't have any debt. I don't want debt. Do you have debt? Do you like to borrow money and pay interest? I don't. So I love that they're paying back debt. Doesn't really matter for the core business, but let's just look at it. The company's worth 450 million. They owe 200 million. So that means they're worth about 250 million. 247 million is their book value or total stockholders' equity. So the company's worth 250 million. Now you got 21 million shares trading at $4. That's 84 million market cap. So why is a company that's worth 250 million trading for a third? Well, that's a darn good question, Jeffrey. And the normal answer you'll get is, well, they're going to spend all the money and there won't be nothing left. Company's going to fail. They're going to spend all the money, nothing left. But I don't know that that's true. Going back to my tweet summary of what the CEO said, and by the way, improving go-to-market efficiency, you can see it. Spend 40 million less. Profitability went up 40 million. So they were just pouring money down the drain. So last but not least, clear path to profitability. And they're saying that they're going to have positive adjusted EBITDA by year end 2024. So that fancy words, adjusted EBITDA, it means how much cash does the core business generate by operating? And don't worry about depreciation, amortization, taxes, interest. Don't worry about one-timers. Just look at the regular run of the business. And they're thinking by the end of next year, this business is going to be generating money, economic value. Now, they moved to Vegas, and they did that because the gaming industry is in Vegas, and they're going to hopefully rub off some of that gaming, business. So you're getting your shares at a third of the price, and they've got a game plan. The second thing that we noticed was that this is a top 10 stock in the Chicago Quantum Net Score. What? Yes. The Chicago Quantum Net Score likes it. Here, I'm going to flash you up the top picks of the Chicago Quantum Net Score. These are not the portfolios. These are not the actual combination of stocks that you got to pay for. I'm sorry. But this is just the individual stocks. Skillz is number 8. It's got a negative CQNS. All stocks held evenly, 0. CQNS score is 0. And usually the S&P 500 trades 0. Negative's good. The best stock is Affirm Holdings. This thing's been going up and down like a yo-yo. And the model says Affirm Holdings is the best. So you can see it likes risky stocks right now because the market has been going up and the risk of the market's been down. You could see Digital Turbine. This is another one of those stocks that has just dropped like a rock. You also see Open Door Technology, Cardlytics. Now, Cardlytics is up quite a bit this year. So these are not all stocks that are dropping. But so Skillz, number 8. It's got a 36% expected return. By the way, that's crazy. Who earns 36% on their money? Well, you do if you invest in these kinds of stocks. You expect to earn 36% or you wouldn't be risking your money. Okay, I'll buy that. Digital Turbine, you're expecting to earn 36. And this is all done by our quant model. And Affirm Holdings, you're expecting to earn 41%, which takes the stock from 17 to 27, 25, 25. Take it back to 25. It's no big deal. It was already 25 like 3 weeks ago. So, and Skillz, 36% would take a stock at 4 and take it to 550. We're not screaming for the fences here. This was the October 4 run. So that's important, though, because Skillz made it to the top of the list. And so it's important that you know that, because that's what we look at in our model. We're looking at riskiness, and we're looking at expected return. That's been moving up, right? It was a top 10. Now it's top 8. Love it, right? So that's interesting. That's good to know, right? Nice fat expected return there. So, do we have Skillz yet? Let's see. So, a lot of other things that I found. Let me see where I focus. Let's go to fintel.io. So, Fintel is a data provider on stocks. You can see I was focusing on the short interest, short squeeze, borrow rates. Stock's down to $4. I'm really tempted to buy a little more today. We'll have to see. To short interest, out of 21 million shares, 17.5 that trade. it's short 1.84 million shares. 7.5 days to cover. It's 17% of the float. That does not seem like that's the right number, but it doesn't matter. It's a big number. So a lot of shorts. Short availability is almost 1 million shares. So there's no issue. You could keep shorting this thing. I think it's been shorted a lot, actually. If we take a look at this thing over a month, it's just been dropping. Dropping. And to be honest with you, it's been a terrible investment for anybody who likes to keep their money. It really is. Look at that stock. I mean, I'll draw you a funny line here, right? Give me a nice thick line from here to here. It's beautiful. It shows the stock going from $220, $215 to $4. It's down through the dumpster. It's through the dirt. And so the question is, will it keep going? Look at the RSI right now is at 21. This is a daily chart. The MACD is -1. It's not terrible, but the momentum on this stock is so negative. So it's a terrible stock. It's terrible. It's one of the worst performers I know. And so how you get that way is you short it. The whole industry's been shorting that stock. So when we look at yesterday, the short volume ratio, this is the, if they traded 200,000 shares, 62% of it were shorted, and 38% were actually purchases for somebody that wanted to buy. So 62% short is a lot. 74% short on the 3rd, which was Tuesday. Monday was only 51%, and then you can see the numbers are 58, 69, 50, 57, 73, 57, 53. Now, I don't see any days where there isn't more shorts than longs. Now, I don't know if this data is accurate. I don't know if it's good. I don't know anything. But what I know is I look at other stocks, and they're not short like that. So this stock has been short attacked. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. Fails to deliver. Not that many. A couple hundred. Short interest. This is the standard data you get, right? And so there's a lot of shorts. So what I'd say is the stock's being shorted. It doesn't mean you should buy it. Doesn't mean you should sell it. Just know that people are betting against it. They are driving the stock down into the dirt. And when you go into Yahoo Finance chat, no one has chatted us yet. Has the company gone bankrupt? BK. Not much here. Go to StockTwits. For Skillz, StockTwits. And you can see the sentiment is so negative, it's extreme fear. Message volume is super high. So there's loud screaming that the stock is terrible. So a lot of negativity. Here. Prosperity Alive. We will push this below 35 million market cap threshold and get it delisted 6 months later. This company has no business being a publicly listed company. Who would do that? So there are people actively betting against this stock. I find this very interesting. I don't know why it's happening, but it's happening. Because the company is actually turning itself around. The company, if you listen to the earnings call, they do have a plan. They do have a system. They are working hard. I already showed you the system, which is enhance the platform, up-level the org, improve go-to-market efficiency, and establish a clear path to profitability. And they seem to be doing okay. And I love that they have a game with Bolero. I love that they have another game, Skillz. It's called like NFL Shootout. Skillz with a Z. There you go. NFL quarterback shootout, 295 ratings. That's not a lot of ratings, right? Maybe there's not a lot of players yet, but it's gonna come up. So the more they can get these games to be excitable, the more they can drive this business. And so there's a lot of negativity. So I thought about, why would there be negativity on Skillz? Well, first off, people have lost a lot of money, right? And so they don't really know what to do. They don't care that the stock has, that the company has cash. They don't. They just don't care. They don't care that they might buy back half the debt. It's not important, right? Because what they're looking for is revenue. They want revenue growth. And so you see revenues down about half. What's interesting here is revenue's down about half. Revenue is not down about half. So it's actually been bending the curve higher and growing revenue, or shrinking revenue less quickly in the second quarter. So maybe in the third quarter they could pick up some revenue, do better. I know they've got the daily challenges. Won't take much to drive this stock much, much higher. So has anything happened? That's the question. Is there anything material? I'm going to go to SEC, company search, Skillz. Have there been any announcements or anything? I don't know. Current. So corporate controller Ellie Ryu has stepped down as corporate controller and global head of accounting. Okay. New hire, April 3rd. So things happen. The second is Archie, which is like a consulting firm that uses AI and machine learning to help companies monetize their ads. They're going to give about 20% of the ownership of Archie back to the company, back to the workers. And they're going to invest $5 million. So this is good. It's good. They're working on it, right? They're going to try to drive Archie up. Now, they paid $150 million for Archie. And I notice Archie's been doing conferences and stuff. Archie's really focused on the new Android privacy sandbox. This privacy sandbox is a new way to improve user privacy. See, Fledge is now protected audience. And so it's a way for Google to change the way we advertise. So it used to be that I had an ID. I had a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeffrey is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I sell to Jeffrey. I put a cookie on his every device, and I say, here's Jeffrey. Now, there's a privacy issue there, because what if Jeffrey likes to buy Skillz stock and the advertisers find out? That's not helpful. So now what they do is cohorts. I now am a person who loves stocks and a person who likes to make videos. And there are 50 people like me in Illinois. And so they'll advertise to all 50 or all 5,000 men in Illinois. 5 million. Cohorts. Create a group of people to advertise to. That's nice. A lot of privacy there. New things. And so Arky is working with the developers, working with content providers, games makers, to help them better develop to take advantage of the new Google way to do business. So that's cool. I actually thought that was good news on Arky. You know what? That's no big deal. This is just a sale of some stocks that don't really matter. And this is Andrew Paradise. Just has this. Oh, that's one thing. Andrew Paradise has 600,000 shares of Class A, and he owns all of Class B. So he controls the vote. This is a press release. So I don't see what I'm looking for. Here it is. August. So it's not new news. Skillz Board of Directors authorizes $65 million share repurchase program and an exploration of debt repurchases. So they owe that 120 something million of the 10.5% senior secured notes. They want to pay maybe half of that back. I think that's great. They're also authorized, companies are authorized to purchase up to 65 million of its Class A common stock. The company's only worth 84, so it's almost like a reverse IPO. I don't think they're going to do that, but wow. Stock drops to a penny, they're going to buy it all. There's no game here, right? The company can do this. So there's some good news there. So again, why? Jeffrey, why is this company in the doghouse? Why is it being driven lower? Well, one is it's being driven lower because it can be. Because there's people that are making money on that movement lower. They don't care that the stock looks better. They just care that there's trouble. Oh, this is a cool analysis. Maybe I'll share with you that. Maybe not right this minute, but I'll get there. The other thing I was looking at is I was looking at the documentation for their code, for their APIs. And so what I realized was they're fully integrated with Unity. So I love that. Unity's like the #1 engine for like 3D stuff, and that's great. And of course they've got, iOS and Android API calls. This is the Skillz Quantum package that works with Unity. Super fast, super easy, right? And so, and here's Arky. It's important to know that Arky's out there, right? That little consulting firm. And they write articles and stuff. It's pretty cool. So I went and I took a look at Reddit and I said, is there any news about Skillz? And what I did notice is Skillz player 2 years ago, someone lost 10 grand playing Skillz. All right. And there's a lot of talk here 2 years ago. Oh, my wife wins $5 million or $5,000 every week on bingo. Okay. You have a gambling problem. Condolences that you suck at sports betting. So the guy's a big loser, and it says, oh, Hestiax posts a lot of videos of her winnings on YouTube, mostly blackout bingo. After watching a lot of her videos, I've noticed my own gameplay drastically improving. Another thing that may help you, right, is not all matches have replays, so you can't see how you lost, is replays of others. And so So here's what I think. I think a couple people lost a lot of money. And that stinks, right? That makes people feel bad. I have 2 years experience as a Skillz player. Thoughts on Skillz? Not a lot of posts. So if I were to look at time, and I would say past week, it's coupon codes. And that's it. I don't know what to say. There's not a lot of controversy here. Hiring board. Got Skillz, right, 3 days ago. I don't know. So weird. Coupon code. Skillz coupon codes. Here they are. I mean, that looks like a retail website. That looks normal. That looks like, yeah, if I was going to shop at Pandora, right? Oh, look, $50 off Skillz coupon code. Oh, it's a $50 off your first deposit promo. Okay, I get that. $20 off. That's great. Now, I don't play Skillz, but if I did, I would say, yeah, get me in there. SKHUS. Got it. $50 to play Skillz. Okay, that's great. You got it here. You watch a video, you just made $50, right? Your first time, first deposit. And so it's interesting. Embrace your inner champion, right? Driving competitiveness. You can either play the games or you can create the games. I think this is good. I think it's a reasonable thing. I do think certain people might lose when they play Skillz-based games. Like if I type in Blackout Bingo on Reddit, question about Skillz Blackout Bingo. How legitimate are these games? Past week. Just left company-wide meeting. Made up of red flags. That has nothing to do Blackout Bingo. My bingo. Oh. It's a kettle. Okay. This has nothing to do with Skillz. This has everything to do with somebody who likes kettle chips. And so I'm still not sure why people are shorting this. So let's keep going. By the way, no one's chatting, so I'm shutting that down. So, yeah, I'm not going to share that either. That just confuses everybody. So I guess that's it. And so maybe what we could do is we could take a look at some trading info. How is Skillz doing? So I'm going to go off screen for a minute because I'm going to log in to my NASDAQ account. I'm going to pull up NASDAQ Book Viewer. It's been acting up today and it didn't work, so hopefully it works now. It is. Skillz, $4. Cannot believe the stock is down to $4. But it is, and so the thing to do isn't to cry about it being down to $4, but to think about where's it going. Time, and I want the MPID, and you'll see why. It hasn't traded much. That's the thing that's interesting about this stock. It's not trading much. Here it shows that volume is 10,400 on NASDAQ. We could also look at NASDAQ trading history. Get a feel for what's happened. And if we look, it's 152,000 shares, which is not much. It's down almost 5%. And if we look at, it's like 100, 200, you got a couple thousand share trades. It looks like these are up though. So some people were buying in the last few minutes. You got some buying. Who knows? Maybe this video made people want to buy it. I don't know. I don't think this video is that interesting, right? But yeah, $4. I mean, I like the stock at $4. I really do. And I'm probably not going to buy more at this minute, but I like it at $4. Yeah, for some reason it's dead there. So you can see it a couple hundred shares at the top of the book. And the thing I wanted to point out is Goldman Sachs is one of the supplemental liquidity providers. And so their spread, their guardrails, is 388 to 411. And so they're figuring it's just going to, it's going to vary in that range. And they're willing to make the trades, right? You have another one. Nope, it's below that. So these are all very small sets of shares. In fact, when you look at the total shares, I'm going to go 120, but I'm going to do it by price. And I'm sorry, I'm going to make it a little smaller. And you can see that there's only 14,668 shares bid, and there's 16,428 shares asked. So this is a very thin book. Maybe this is why the stock keeps dropping, is that there's no support for it. There's no one that's sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, you drive the price down. I'm gonna go crazy here. I'm gonna buy a ton of it." So, and now this is the CBOE book. This is actually fairly consistent with what you see up here. That's consolidated. This is not consolidated. Let's see if I can do this. I'm just going to move it a little bit off screen, make a little bit of room on my screen. There you go. There you can still see it. Perfect. Right. So you got the first exchange, 100 share blocks. You're at 406 to 396, 10-cent spread. Here you're at 404, 396, 8-cent spread. Stock normally has a penny spread. 406 to $4. 405 to 394. So there's 300 shares of $4. 313 shares of $4. Not much else. There's 113 shares. Now, I know that that's not true because when I log into my broker and I get level one usually has sometimes the same, but sometimes a little more, sometimes a little better. Level one sometimes has kind of a tighter spread that you're actually trading off of. But I look at this and not a lot of shares are trading on these exchanges. 100 shares, 20 shares, 33 shares. And so you're looking and it's just not moving. So low volume, stock is crashing. I don't know why. I don't know why. Now you're still seeing like 1,000 share trades here. But even that for a $4 stock is not much. I got a little more. 399, 398, 398, 8. It's hard to tell whether people are buying, selling, or both. It's don't know. Watching it though. And so you look here and you think, how we doing? I thought I changed the column selections. Oh, I'm sorry. It's because I pressed the button. Price. Let's take the price off, and you can see it's 11:28, so it's 12:28 in the game, in the East Coast, and you can see the buys are being updated. 12:28 right there. Well, and the sells. Okay. So top of the book is being updated. There's still a 403 order in there for like a long time. 402. Seems like a lot of fast motion there. Hard to know. The thing's bouncing right around $4. 3-cent spread seems high. So I did some final analysis, final part of the video. Hopefully you're enjoying this. I don't know, maybe you're not. Maybe this bores you to tears. So this is every day the stock is traded. It started trading April 27, 2020. So what I did here is make it bigger for you. And we're going to keep this up because I want to see the price. We'll keep this over here. Because again, we want to see the price. So this way we know, did it go up? Did it go down? Is it moving? So this is a stock that was $8. It opened at $8 a month ago. 802. And now it's open. Now it's $4. So it's down 50% in a month. And when you look at the volumes, average volume in that month, it's 300,000 shares. If I look at the total, and this is split adjusted, the average is 490,000. So we're on lower than average volume. Stock has dropped. We look at days when it's dropped, and there's really 5 days where the stock has really dropped, meaning 6% or more. There's one day when the stock went up 10% or more. I guess we could do 6% or more. Let's change it. Oh, that was 8% or more. Let's do 6% or more. All right, so 2 days. So you can see more down days and up days. High minus low over close with a spread. You've seen a pretty big spread here, more than 10%. And this is what I thought was interesting. So we should do a wrap text. Daily change. We've been severely negative with 2 up days and like a couple of regular days. But if I scroll, you see lots of red in this thing. Lots of red. Close percentage up off the low. This is what I thought was interesting. Don't look at today. Go back. And you see that most days, if the stock drops, it doesn't recover. It doesn't fade the losses. So in the past month, 3 times it faded the losses. Every other time it goes down, it stays down. There's nobody buying back. So what does that say to me? It says someone's actually selling the stock and they're not buying it back. It's not a trade. They're just selling it. They're just dumping it. Whoever's got the stock is just dumping it. I don't know who has the stock, but they're just selling. They're selling and they're selling and they're selling and no one's buying. Sell, 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 sell. I mean, otherwise, right, it's like a bathtub. You sell in the morning, you buy it back in the evening. Maybe it comes down a little. But here they're just selling. They're just dumping it. The problem is they're not dumping very much. The volume's very low. And so you get a pretty cheap stock here. That's what this is. And it doesn't recover. It's just being sold. So if I summarize the story, and maybe I should summarize it with a sticky. I'm going to write up a sticky for you, right? Because everyone likes that. So what are the 10 things I learned about Skillz today? Or that I knew because I'm actually invested in it, but Skillz. Top 10 list. And we should make this bigger because, you know. Ooh, that's pretty big. That's bold, by the way. Color. We're going to go green because I'm kind of hoping the stock turns green, but it probably won't. So the first thing is the stock losses over the past month appear to be from low volume selling and not really from trading. The day's lows don't recover. In my opinion, this is just selling. It is. It's what it is, right? Number 2. The company trades at 1/3 of the book value. Number 3, CEO made a statement about Q2 2023 objectives, and we are on track to achieve them. There is evidence. Number 4, more games, but still not that many reviews. I can't tell how many downloads. Hopefully this means more revenue. Number 5, Archie, which is more like a consulting firm, is getting new investment and 20% shares in their performance plan. Should help rebuild that business, which is helping developers navigate the new Google privacy sandbox method. Number 6, the stock keeps falling, down from $250 a share to $4 a share. It's crazy. Oh, not $250 to $4 ever. $250 to $4 recently. Where's that chart? Yeah, it can't be, I don't want to misrepresent here. It's down that much recently. Come on, where is it? Just give me a minute. It matters. I love all this stuff. Skillz coupon codes, $50. I lost $10,000 playing Skillz, and people are like, well, then you're stupid. You should practice more. You should watch YouTube videos. When I say that kind of stuff, it's funny. Somebody will be like, oh, I don't know how to figure that out. I'll be like, there's this thing called Google. You type Google, and yeah, you get all this great stuff. I mean, that sounds like being a douchebag, so I'm not going to say it that way, but let's go. When was it $250? It was $250 December of 2021. That's rough. The stock has a history of crashing. There's a lot of short interest. Looks like it's 1.84 million shares. 7. A lot of short interest. Maybe up to 2 million shares out of, it's really 17 million, 0.0 million shares not owned by the CEO. That's a lot of shares that it's short. Oh, and it's been very short recently. Very short recently. Number 8. In the past few days, there has been significant short selling. Short volume has been greater than 50% for the past, what was that, like 10 to 20 days? That's worth looking as well. Where is that? Where's that data, Jeffrey? It's right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. 10 days for the past 10 days. And the short interest has been 74 and 62%. Very short. So that's good to know. On Skillz, on StockTwits, extreme fear and high message volume. This chat, this symbol has extreme fear, which means it's bearish, and extremely high message volume. Loud. So what that tells me, because people most likely go on these chat rooms in order to promote their own position, that that's what they're doing. They're promoting their own position. There's a lot of games. Did I talk about a lot of games? More games. More new games. Like Bolero, which I've heard of, right? NFL and others. Not that many reviews per game. And we'll make this a question. Could new games mean more revenue? They did talk about their daily challenges. Daily challenges in a game does boost engagement. We know this for Monster Hunter now. So it could be that. It's a new feature. But then things like single sign-on, enhanced chat, and other features are needed too. I was glad to find out that they're integrated with Unity. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So, I guess that's it. You can see the top of the book here, the level 2 book. You have 230 shares and 102 shares. You can't really buy much of the stock. You really can't. It's interesting, right? So I'm going to go right now. And let's see if I can affect the stock price. So, eyes open. So this is our commentary. Stock's at $3.99, $3.98, $4. You can see $3.98, $3.95, $3.97, $3.94. And there's people willing to sell it for $3.99. So see if I could buy some at $3.99. Probably not. We'll try. Yep, we bought it. See if it shows up. There it is. We paid $12, $44, and $41. That's so interesting. Let's go back. 11. We just bought a few shares. We just bought 1,000 shares. $12, $44, $41, $3, 9894. And there you go. Put our money where our mouth is. And so it doesn't really affect the share price. It's just another buy, right? Somebody else getting in. And maybe somebody shorted another 1,000 shares to sell it to us. Who knows? We don't know. But that's what we did. And so thanks for watching. Good luck. Good luck to all. And we'll see. If Skillz drops to 0, then I just wasted $4,000. Skillz goes up, I made money. And so my expectation is Skillz is going to go up because of the 10 things we saw. The stock is being sold. It's just selling. It looks like it's just selling. Could be just shorting too. Don't know. Company trades at 1/3 of book value. So it's 84 million equity market capitalization versus around 250 million book value. CEO made a statement about Q2 2023 objectives. Looks like we're still on. Let's see if I can grab those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start shutting things down. It's so interesting. Let's see. Did anyone else buy after my 1,000 shares? Oh, broke. We broke the internet. That's not helpful. We'll save this into Skillz. 398, 399. Looks like we didn't change a thing, which is good because that's not our goal. Our goal is not to move the market. Our goal is to pick up shares. This whole thing that Google's privacy sandbox, I think, is important for people to understand. Retargeting people that used to have your app but don't use it anymore. Archimetrics, mobile programmatic. I don't care about this. It's just an Archie thing. So the legality of skill gaming. This is all part of their documentation. Getting started. API reference. We got that quantum package for Unity. The repurchase authorization. These are all the SEC filings. They're going to announce earnings sometime in November. So we're buying the stock now. We might have to wait. By the way, we're not trading options on this thing because we don't know how long it's going to take. And I don't want to bet on timing. I don't know the timing. There could be people with like 1 million shares that are just going to sell every single day, right? They just hate the stock and they want to sell it. We don't know. We don't know. So I'm not going to bet on options. I just can't. I don't know what the stock's going to do, when it's going to move, how fast. I don't. This Fintel IO was pretty cool. Let's see if there was something else I thought was important. Maybe I need to go there. Who owns it? This is important. So you can see how institutional ownership has dropped to really nothing. And volume has dropped to really nothing. So BlackRock sold 100%. Wildcat Capital seems to be hanging on, but they sold almost 2 million shares. So Wildcat may be selling. But no one really owns it. 85 shares, 5 shares. Those are probably thousands. Doesn't matter. No, it may actually just be the number of shares. So there's almost no institutional. That's worth talking about real quick. We just bought 1,000 shares on the video. It did not move the stock price at all, which is good. So number 12. There seems to be only one institutional investor, and that's Wildcat Capital Management LLC with around 19.5 million shares, although they recently sold around 2 million. Also, he's got 3.4 million plus another 500,000. He's got about 4 million. So the CEO owns about 4 million of the 21 million shares and 100% of the Class B with extra voting rights. Okay. ARK and BlackRock used to own it, but not anymore. And then some small, we saw somewhere else, some small ETFs own it, just because it's an important player. Core equity ETF. There's just some small mid cap. There's just some things where you just kind of have to own it. It's down 5% today. That's crazy talk. Stock is down like a rock. Okay, any questions? I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'm going back to work. Right here, this was interesting. Hope you like the YouTube live stream, or at least the replay. All right. That's funny. Someone talking about the United Auto Workers. Okay. So, maybe one last thing while we're sitting here and watching is when we look at the market, everything's down. Large cap is down a little less than small cap, although large value is down more than large growth. So there's still a little bit of investment there on the growth side. You can see percentages are down. Real estate's flat. Consumer staples is down. 10-year at 4.721. Crude's at 82. They said that was going to 100. It never did. Look at the euro at 105.34. It was making its way to a parity, but it's not anymore. Market's slightly down over the 5 days. You can see IWM, the Russell. So one of the things about our model versus everyone else's is we don't market cap weight our portfolios. And so if you look at most stocks, they're down a lot. In the year, they're flat, down 2%. If you look at the top 100 NASDAQ stocks or the top 500 S&P 500 stocks, they're up 26 and 11. But truthfully, the NASDAQ with 100 stocks, those really are the most important stocks. So the most important, largest stocks, the ones with the most attention, the large cap, have just consistently done better than small cap. That's just what it is. So when you play in Skillz, you're playing in small cap. You're not playing in large cap. And I think that's it. We've seen Skillz at $3.99. You've seen the live screen. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of other stuff. Maybe there's something in here that's interesting. I just think this is important to recognize. Their interest expense, $1.7 million in the quarter, down from $7.6 million. That's going to be a significant savings. If all they do is save $6 million a quarter or $24 million a year, that's $1 a share saved on interest expense. That's nice. Already they're saving $1 a share on interest. It's nice. And sure, they're spending money. They're buying software and hardware, paying down debt. I think it's great. There's a good chance this company will turn around. Basically, you've got to see, is this the way to think about this company is, are they turning it around? Are they going to make it? I think the answer is yes. I think they're going to be just fine. But I think that you really have to be patient with this stock. And you have to wait for like a switch to flip, right? And for momentum to go positive. The momentum has been negative in a stock for a while now, for a month. Negative momentum for a month has dragged the stock through the mud. And there's nothing you're going to do about it. You just got to wait. Wait it out. Skip Solitaire, we talked about with 273 ratings. Lots of job open. Oh, that's the other thing. 13. That was important. Skillz has many job openings in Las Vegas. Many leadership roles in technology, accounting, operations and product development. I shouldn't say technology, I should say engineering. They're different. Accounting, operations and product development. It's a rebuild of the organization. It's unbelievable. And when you look at all offices, 32 jobs in Las Vegas, 15 in San Mateo, 4 in Seattle. 32, 15, and 4. 32 in Vegas, 15 in SFO, 4 in Seattle. That's probably a good question. What are they building in San Mateo, which is San Francisco? No, that's product development and finance and leadership. And then, oh, you know what? No, a lot of the Vegas roles are replicated in San Mateo, so they're still giving it a chance. Whew. Many job openings. That's important to know. No questions. I realize that. Not a lot of info. This is interesting. Quarterly cash burn rate of 14.6 million. So this is the summary of their there's 14 good cash management, prudent stewards of capital. And then this other one was user acquisition spend. They talked about that it's getting more effective. They are targeting a 6-month payback period, down from around 11 months today. I think I heard that in the earnings call, Q2 earnings call. And we'll paste that. It's interesting. The net loss down by 2/3 is a big deal. There's probably people mad that they're not just spending, that they're being a little more careful. They've cut operating expenses largely from marketing, reduced debt outstanding. I mean, that's going to mean that they're not going to go bankrupt, that they've got time. Maybe that's the last thing here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to copy it, but they have time. This is Q2 summary. Privacy Sandbox. Got to save that. I'm learning so much about all this new mobile gaming, too. It's pretty cool. I like it. 65 million share repurchase and exploration of debt repurchase. It's nice to get rid of your debt. And this stock is not going back up. So now imagine, right, you're going to try to pick a stock option. I wouldn't do it. Let's take a look. How much do options trade at? This is not a good options trading portal right here. This is just Yahoo Finance, but let's take a look. A $4 option for October is down 14 cents. It's 30 cents a share. That's interesting though, right? It goes up over 430. You made money. You wait, but I don't know that it's going to. You go back to November, a $5 option, call, 25 cents, $6, 13 cents. You could play this thing out at call at 25 cents that the stock goes back to $5. January, $5, 50 cents. It's interesting. I don't know that it gets there, but it gets to $5. That option's worth a heck of a lot more. May, call $6, 75 cents. I mean, so I look at this and I think January, $5, 51 cents. That's a good deal. And I'm going to go to call option calculator symbol Skillz. It's a good calculator, actually. It works. Again, hopefully you're enjoying this. We're going to look at the January $5 call. Look at 100 of them. We're going to do an automatic stock range. Probability of profit. It's 26%. It's interesting. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if there's any good or not. I don't know whether you should be doing that. So I would say that right there, it's just an interesting bet being made. 51 cents, 54 cents gets you a $5 option for January. And so, of course, if the stock were to jump up to $5, everyone would be like, yeah, that was the best deal I could have made. You know, I'm really glad I bought those options. But stock keeps dropping. No reason to believe it's going to go back up again. Look at that. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. You learned a lot about Skillz. If you want, we can go back and we can get into the user documentation and learn about how the code works and all that. But for right now, we really focus on the stock. We focus on the fact that it's dropping. And we focused on writing up 15 things that are good for you to know. All right. Thanks very much for watching. You take care now. Bye-bye.